Speak it through the highs, speak it through the lows. Speak it with your mind, with your body and your soul. Speak it through the lies until the truth is told. When you speak it right.
And we're back for another episode of Speak It. I am here with Krissy Mallory, owner and founder of the Ace of Vino.
Yes. Ace of Vino. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. And people, she is the ambassador of Black Girls Wine Society of Houston. Did I say Black Girls Wine Society? Is it society or Black Girls Wine?
It is Black Girls Wine Society. There's chapters around the nation, and this one here in Houston is unique because it's our first year. And so I've had the opportunity to kind of just reconstruct and meet wonderful women in the city of Houston and surrounding, metropolitan area who have a love for sisterhood, who share a love for wine, and who share a common interest of just communicating and sisterhood. I mean, it's great. It's great.
And I love all of that. Like you said, from the sisterhood, I recently met you.
Yeah.
And your energy was amazing. So there's a piece about you, and you are a hostess, if I must say. A hostess, honey. Like the attention to detail.
Wow. Yeah.
And just such a welcoming spirit. So I'm glad to have met you. And with that, I have my question.
Yes,
ma'am.
Because
I'm a loving basketball fan from back in the day. When did you first fall in love with wine?
It's recently. Just like everyone, I started with a very, very sweet palate.
Moscato, Riesling?
I would say
Boone's Farm? No, I'm just kidding.
maybe. you can't eliminate Boone's Farm. I mean, that was probably when we weren't supposed to be drinking it, we probably had it. But I probably started off with Moscato and Zinfandel, and maybe kind of like really brunching and doing more of the mimosas and things of that nature. Simple stuff. So then I kind of graduated like after I was, mid 35, 36, and I kept on, because I'm in the hospitality industry, so I have wine and food all around me all the time, and I just could never figure out what this love for wine was. So I just started, pressuring myself and tested myself and figuring out like, what is this palate everyone keeps talking about? And then all of a sudden, I would just try different wines and do my own independent tastings. And then one day my palate just woke up and said, oh, okay, you're a red wine lover.
What's your favorite?
Right now, I like horseshoes and hand grenades. It's what I've been doing on a normal basis.
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
But I can drink anything.
Okay.
I'm still in the learning phase. I love it because I have never known, this part of the wine. My wine journey has been so closed off to us. And I've met some of the most greatest wine makers and really concentrated on the African American wine makers as well. Some of them are here locally here in Texas. So I'm ready to, explore into the education, explore into the making, exploring to see how I can fit into this, this journey and make this, a career. Really, I would love to.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you're saying that wine has changed you or elevated you?
It's elevated, and it's intrigued me. And up until this part, you talk about passion. I didn't have a reason. I'm an accountant by day. I count numbers till the day I die, but that's not my passion.
Ooh, with that said, passion, because that is what stood out, your passion for wine, and like you said, your knowledge, and even just being in your home. Your home is perfect for your new passion.
People. I don't want to be stuck in an office. I love people. I love to host, and I love to venture, and I love small details. Everything about that, and that speaks of the delicacies of ingredients that it takes to make one bottle of wine. It kind of matches. It kind of the platform. It's the same. Very intricate. Yes.
That does. Okay, I'm feeling everything about that. Yeah. And another thing you brought up, so passion and then also sisterhood. Well, and people. Passion, sisterhood, people.
Yes.
Talk about the importance of sisterhood. Like you said, wine definitely can bring people together. But sisterhood and where we are especially in the midst of a pandemic, how important would you say sisterhood is?
It's become real important, especially during the pandemic. I feel that we are made for socialism. We're made to be together. We're made to share, and we've started doing like all these virtual, Zoom everywhere. Zoom is just taking over. I'm saying Zoom, but I'm meaning, networking and virtual distancing. But I've been able to connect with women in DC and LA and Washington and other places in Texas, California, and we relate to one thing, talking about wine. And it has helped get through the months. And, I've talked to women who've lost their jobs. I've talked to women who have been sick, families that are, just everything that the pandemic has given them, and have been able to actually relate in almost a very social, how could I say, a healing, and and then of course, the conversation, and I've sisterhood. I've never met these women before, so the pandemic has actually given me an opportunity to kind of expose to myself and get out this shell. Then I would have just been in this, locked up office space any other time, not even trying to figure out or trying to, because at one point or another, there was no competition. At one point or another, I felt, growing up, there was always a competition, and I never really had like a sisterhood with other Black women.
Oh, okay. So you're going deep.
Yeah, it's pretty deep,
I do think, like you said, that competition or perception of competition. Because
It's a
I won't say that
perception,
it's always
yeah.
real,
That's
but
a better
the
word.
perception
Yeah.
of competition can keep us apart when I definitely feel like we're better together.
Yeah.
So what advice would you have for a woman to get out of her head, get out of her shell, and connect and build sisterhood with other women?
Well, personally, one thing that I learned just recently about myself is that I love me. And love to look at yourself and know that you're looking at yourself, someone else is looking at the same person. So be real confident with yourself. I think that's, and once you're confident with yourself, then you'll be confident around everyone else.
Agreed.
Yes.
Wholeheartedly. And then also you're talking about pivoting and you have a desire. So your passion is taking you on this journey.
It will.
Self-discovery, so sisterhood, and you're in front of people and you're communicating. And I believe that we're always communicating.
Yes.
It's so important. And I would just say, I don't know, and not even just encouraging words, but when a woman is in her shell, like you said, she wants to get out there. First, are you an introvert by nature?
I am.
Who loves people? An introvert who loves people.
Yes.
So when you have your moment, your time, then you're good and you can go back into your space. But talk to women about, standing up in who they are and walking out and just radiating confidence and communicating who they are to the world.
Well, I'm still learning that process in myself, inner source. But all I can say is from experience is to close out the noise and get away from the distractions. Because it just takes that one noise in your ear to tell you that you can't do it, or that, this isn't for you, in order for you to just maybe mess up something that could be the best opportunity of your life. So always stay confident in what you know that's right in your head.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good. And like you said, paying attention to that inner voice that doesn't steer us wrong. And
Yes.
so many times we ignore.
Talk ourselves out of it all the time. Yes.
Yes. And then you're also in a space where you're pivoting. Talk about the importance of that, because I feel like, being here in the midst of a pandemic, it's taught us that you have to be able to pivot or be flexible in your life.
Yeah.
What does that look like for you right now?
For me, there's never going to be a good time until now. I've been putting this off and trying to challenge myself to do different skills. But the best thing I can do is to play this competition with your inner self, and always challenge yourself. do it, someone else did it, you can do it too. So that's what I live by.
Indeed. And we are in this wine conversation, and
Yes.
you talked a lot about yourself and this journey that wine has taken you on. I'm going to get a little corny, got to play on words. It's the speechy in me, speechy by nature. How do you unwind?
Oh wow. It depends. I love nature. I love to be outside. So put me outside. Depending on what season it is, with a good music, doesn't really matter. I mean, I can calm down anything. I just kind of put myself into a space where I'm by myself, where I can concentrate. And so I usually a wine with like a really nice glass of wine. Some days, depending, it may be a glass accompanied with a stick. It just depends.
Tell us about the stick.
The
What
stick.
are you talking about?
Well, yeah, I'm like a cigar. A nice little mild cigar. It just kind of depends. Put me in the mood. But wine definitely is a different calming than I've ever had with any other kind of spirit. So
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Nice glass of wine. And what can we expect from the Ace of Vino?
I am ready to take Ace of Vino to max. I'm ready to do retail. I'm ready to start traveling. I'm start taking the W set, which is kind of like the wine certification, in December and in January, and then I want to travel. My goal is, and it's funny you say that because I had a virtual class with a lady named Dwana Jones.
Okay. Who is Dwana Jones?
Dwana Jones. She's a black-owned winemaker in Napa, but she lives here in
Oh,
Texas.
that's another lane. Okay.
Yeah. And she was the first person. She's kind of like an understudy, very great mentor. She told me, you can go to Napa and purchase your own vineyard line, not vineyard, and make your own wine.
Wow.
And no one kind of opened up that avenue for us until she told me. She said it's very simple, but if she wouldn't have told me it's possible, that one day I can put my baby's name on her own row, and in 3 years ferment a bottle, I would have never known that.
So it's coming.
It's coming, yeah. And Ace of Vino is going to be, it's going to be that. Yeah,
It's coming.
It's coming.
All right. So a red, because you're a red girl.
It depends on the region.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. Some reds don't grow, very well, and depending on, it could be Washington, it could be Texas, it could be California. It just depends. But it will be here in the States.
Wow.
It's coming. Yeah, it's possible.
Let us know. We'll have you back on when
I'm ready.
When
I'm
you
ready.
launch, and we're going to talk about
Yeah.
it. That might be an exclusive where we need to check this out, because I think the process, and like you said, wine education is
It's a slow process.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's a slow process, but that's okay.
Yeah,
We're gonna.
It's a slow process. Yeah.
Okay.
So in between that time, I'm going to be educating myself, trying to get my brand out, learn about branding, learn about how it is to market myself, come out the shell some more. So I'm taking my time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, Fear to Freedom is the name of the game for me. I talk about that a lot. And I have a group on Facebook, and it's important to me to see people walk in their freedom, to unleash their voice, walk in who they are. Can you tell our listeners how can they get started on their freedom journey? Because that's what I see. That's what you're on.
That's good.
Yeah. How can they get started?
I would say to put yourself in a circle of like-minded individuals to give you support.
Just like that.
Just like that.
That is awesome. Now, how can they find you as we get ready to get out of here?
Well, I'm on most social media. I would say Ace of Vino, and also Lady Loves Vino, Lady Loves Wine. They're all attached. So
Wonderful. I thank you so much
Thank
for
you for having
coming.
me. This
You're
is great.
welcome to Speak It. The West African language has a word called ashe, which is what got me started on this. Ashe means we have the power to speak a thing into existence. We have the power to create and to destroy with our words. And I love what you're creating, what you're building.
That's good.
And I'm wishing you all the best on your new journey. And as we get ready to get out of here, I encourage all of our listeners to stay tuned in. We're on all podcast platforms. We're on YouTube, Shuli Gibson, and on your journey as you learn to pivot, to walk in your own boldness, and you explore your passions, just don't forget to speak it. Until next time, it's your girl Shuli.
Speak it through the highs, speak it through the lows. Speak it with your mind, with your body and your soul. Speak it through the lies until the truth is told. When you speak it right and tell the world what you know. Speak it through the highs.